This is a tutorial on how to make a bar graph for your science fair project. Here I have a Excel spreadsheet that shows the results of my experiment on adding fertilizer to plants. Notice that if I add 0% fertilizer, my average height of plants was, I don't know, looks around 14, 12, 13, something around there. I'll have to find the average. The average is called the mean. Here I add 5% fertilizer, 10%, 15% fertilizer. Every one of these little data cells represents the results of measuring the height of a single plant. So I have 18 plants in each group. So I have 18 plants with no percent fertilizer, 18 plants with 30% fertilizer, and I've measured the height after, let's say, 60 days, and these are my results. So I really do have a lot of data points. Now what I'm going to do is just show you really quickly how you can find the average using Excel. If you have a column of numbers that you'd like to find the average for, click below it once, and go up to Formulas, Insert Function, Average, click OK, and then just check to make sure that it's averaging the cells that you want it to. I don't want F2 in there because that's actually a label, so I'm going to click right there and make it be F3, and then I say OK, and now it gives me 12.5. That's the average of all of these numbers here, so I didn't have to do any math. So again, I'm going to click below, I go Formulas, Insert Function, the kind of function is an average, and I say OK, I check G3 to G20, that's correct, and there I go. So depending on your version of Excel, it may be under Insert Function instead of Formulas function, but in either case, actually this one I know, see I purposely made up these numbers. This one doesn't have any variation at all, so it's 20.0. Anyway, those are my means down here, and now what I'm going to do here is show you, I've got, again, up here I said what the categories were. These are the percentages of fertilizer, and then I just copied again my numbers for the averages, which are called the means. So these are my average mean results right here. The average height of plants given different amounts of fertilizer. So I highlight both of those, the labels on top and the results on the bottom. I go up to Insert, a chart. What kind of chart? A column chart, 2D. And there I go. It's already giving me the 0% group, the 5% group, the 10% group, etc. And these heights represent the numbers here, how high they were. So that's nice, but it's not done. Click Series 1 and delete it, because we don't need it. And now we need to add to the layout. So you go to Chart Tools, and then Layout. We need a title, and we could have it be centered overlay, and we could say, well, what is this? Mean, actually click in here, mean height of plants, and then what we would do is over here, actually there's different ways to do it. I think with Chart Tools Layout you have to then go to Axis Titles. Let's do the vertical axis, let's do it rotated, and the title here we're going to click on, it's going to say, let's back that up, we'll call it height parentheses CM. Always give the units, okay? Always say what those units represent, and then the axis title, horizontal axis, we would say down here what this represents. This represents amount of fertilizer. So amount of fertilizer. And now we need to make sure that everything is dark enough and big enough. So change everything that you possibly can to a 16-point font. Size should be at least, this is not the right place. The font needs to be bold and 16 points. So fuss around with it and make sure that you get that, and your graph will look great.